Yeah, man, I'm just watching this here game. Um, I don't trip about preseason. You know what I mean? I just look for like little signs and little things. Now, I wasn't able to catch the first quarter. I was out. I came in, um, court most of the second, and now we pretty much in the fourth quarter right now. Kenny Pickett. I mean, listen, I'm not gonna sit there and say he was great. He didn't turn the ball over, which is my main thing. I'm looking for a quarterback. Commanded the offense I look for, but you can't really tell because, you know, they come out here and they run these vanilla plays and they run these vanilla offenses. You know what I mean? It isn't like Kellen Moore is really opening up the playbook or anything like that. It's just that's kind of like get through it. Hopefully nobody gets hurt. Uh, it was a lot of screen passes, bubble stuff that you know you're not going to see. He didn't have Kellen Moore under the Keystone Cowboy flag. Was good, big, was good, bro. Yeah, just watching the Eagles here against the Ravens preseason. I don't make nothing much out of it. We didn't see pretty much any of the starters on offense. There was no Jalen Hurts. There was no A.J. Brown. No Saquon Barkley. Offensive line didn't start none of that kind of stuff. So I'm really looking to see what these cornerbacks look like. And from what I saw, the rookie corners, Quinyon Mitchell looked good. Keely Ringo, our second year corner, from Georgia, looked really good, looked really solid. Looking at our linebackers, I heard Vaughn missed a couple plays or whatever. This guy, this free agent we got from the Saints, I'm not really worried about that. Devin White didn't play. He did play a little bit. I'm not expecting much out of that. That's a solid linebacker right there. Devin White gonna be real solid for us. People talk about how he got benched last year, but what people don't know is that Devin White was really hurt last year. Guys don't just fall off the map like that, generally. Um, but I'm looking at these cornerbacks. Um, I like the way the corners looking, man, and that's gonna be real. That's gonna be real big and real key for us. That's gonna be real big and real key for us, man. Uh, I ain't gonna be on here too long, man. Right now, I got me some fried perch going on. We got a macaroni and cheese rolling. You know what I'm saying? But what I am gonna do, we're gonna come back though. I'm gonna go live again later. We got to talk about these basketball games. Last night I was tired as hell, so I couldn't really go in on the men's game. And then the ladies had a beautiful game again today. They played beautiful basketball, dominated whoever the hell they played. So that's just what they do. That's just what they do, man. And the difference between the men and the women right now for the WNBA is they play defense. They play defense. But I'm looking forward to how the Eagles look, man. I think the Eagles going to look completely different because Vic Fangio is going to focus on two different things. Number one, that middle of the field, that was sweet all last year. That's not going to be sweet. And then them corners is going to step it up. Ringo, I really, really want to see Ringo, and I guess Darius Slay going to be the other corner. Looks like James Bradbury got him out of the cornerback slot, which is good. We got James Bradbury pretty much playing safety. And I think he might not even be on the roster, honestly, week one. I'm thinking they're like committed to having to pay this guy, what, $14 million this year or whatever, which was a bad contract that Howie signed. So he's going to get his dude every chance to make the squad, I think. And I think it's a good chance that Bradbury's not even here. Feels up to me he wouldn't be here at all. Uh, Cooper DeJean looks like he didn't play. Caitlin Clark's buddy Cooper looks like he didn't play, which is cool. Jeremiah Trotter Jr. gave us 5 tackles a day and a sack. Will Shipley, 8 touches, 30 yards. That's a running back we got out of Clemson. Kenny Pickett came in 14 to 22, 89 yards, a touchdown. I mean, a lot of people going off from some of these other Eagle content creator channels on Kenny Pickett. I'm not doing all that. I'm not out here clickbaiting and none of that bullshit. Pickett will be fine. He's just a backup quarterback. Solid. Was a starter. Didn't quite work out in Pittsburgh. That's what you want. But I know one thing. Hurts ain't got shit to worry about for no damn Kenny Pickett. Because some of the other theories we've been hearing from some of these LA Shore Park type individuals and stuff like that was that Kenny Pickett was brought in to push Jalen Hurts possibly because of the year he had last year. First of all, Jalen Hurts' season last year is completely overrated. Like how bad it was. It's like it's nowhere near as bad a season as I've seen. Quarterbacks have. That's completely overrated. Um, but we know he wasn't at his best like he was in 2022. But come on, man. Interceptions are not something you want your quarterback throwing, but all interceptions are not created equal. And to me, that stuff is completely like over exaggerated. This is my opinion. But like I said, what I was looking for from the Eagles tonight, I feel like I saw. Improved cornerback play, middle of the field. I think there's a special focus on making sure that isn't easy. I see a little bit more blitzing, but again, it's preseason. I don't make too much out of that. 20 turnovers is bad for a quarterback, Fulan. Bro, don't just give me numbers. Show me the actual turnovers and how they affected the game. Like, for example, if a quarterback has a turnover or two in a game that you actually win, that's not the same as, all right, quarterback, game is in the balance. Quarterback is driving. And then he throws a damn interception to lose the game. Those are the things that bother me. But if a quarterback sees that the play that he received from the coach is not a play that works and he checks out of it, he decides to do something else and it works, it's all good. It happens to be a turnover, all right, it's a turnover. You know. Now the fumbles, yeah, you don't want that. But you saying it's 20 turnovers, there were 16 of them were interceptions. The other were just fumbles and stupid stuff like that. And some of it was because Jason Kelsey was hiking the damn ball, and the quarterback doesn't catch it. So we gotta kind of be clear with all of that stuff. Yeah, and like Hurts was fine to me last year, honestly, except for down the stretch where the whole damn team fell apart. But I look at quarterback different. Like I understand when it comes to this whole sports space, I'm a very different guy. Like I don't look at things the way that everybody looks at it. I'm very different, and I'm cool with that. Cool with people not agreeing. But I'm not a guy that just looks at numbers and stats and then I just say, well, damn, this was a bad year just because of this. I look at different things. I look at the fact that the Philadelphia Eagles were able to beat more playoff teams than anyone else. I look at the fact that Jalen Hurts had more comeback victories than anybody else. And I weigh that versus, okay, it wasn't as good as 2022. We're bad down the stretch. And for me, this season was fine. It wasn't just a bad season just because of what happened at the end of the year. I get your point, but no, yeah, ain't nobody saying turnover is good. Ain't no turnover good. Except a turnover your defense gets. Of course, no turnover is good. So it's 13-13. Let me say preseason. I got to go over here and flip this fish. Be right back. All right, my bad, y'all. Had to go flip that catfish. Y'all already know how we do around here. We always got some food on. This catfish recipe, by the way, is ridiculously fire. What's your thoughts on Temple from Kennedy? I really don't know a lot about Temple. I got to look into it. I do plan on doing college football, right? but I haven't really looked into the particulars of Temple. Fulan, why does Nick Wright constantly hate on the Eagles and Saquon? Why does Nick Wright? Uh, my guess is two things. Number one, a lot of that stuff is just constructed by the show, right? When you're talking about these shows, they literally are in the background creating narratives and creating villains and creating heroes, creating antagonists, protagonists, and all of that. And it's possible that the Eagles just happen to fall on that side because if you notice, he's very positive about the Dallas Cowboys, despite how bad the Cowboys are. He always finds a positive spin. And despite how good the Eagles may or may not be, he always finds a negative spin. So I think that's part of what's happening with Nick Wright. Also, I think Nick Wright might be one of those guys who's kind of a closet Cowboys fan because there's a whole lot of them. A whole lot of them all over the place. I know he's from Kansas City, but if you think about it, the majority of his life, Kansas City weren't winning. They weren't winners. So it's possible that really he was also a Cowboys fan too. Could be. Those are my guesses, though. And then also, Jalen Hurts isn't Nick Wright's type of quarterback. You know, he's not. But Jalen Hurts doesn't fit those characteristics that people say that's a franchise guy, right? He's not 6'4". He doesn't have the so-called rocket arm. Even though at the combine when him and Justin Herbert were there, they tested pretty similarly on all of the drills when it came to throwing the ball. But it doesn't matter. Justin Herbert is what 6'4", 6'5", right? So and he just does all these flash plays with his arm and all of that kind of stuff. He don't win for shit, but he does just them little flash plays to just pull you in to think this is a winner. So, I think it's all those different things. Because like Nick Wright, you notice he hates on Brock Purdy. No matter what Brock Purdy does. What Brock Purdy does, he hates on him. Mr. Buffalo. Yeah, I don't know what that is. That shit sounds gay as hell, bro. Alright. LeBron would dominate football. Alright, I'm gonna have to ignore you, bro. Alright, what's the better rivalry in your opinion? Eagles, Giants, or Rams? Rams BS. What's BS? What's the better rivalry in your opinion? Eagles, Giants, or Rams? Who's BS? All right, so y'all got the 49ers as their rival. They got Seattle as their rival, and they got who else? Oh, 49ers, okay. Oh, man. Well, Eagles, Giants is older. It's older. Eagles, Giants goes way back to the 1940s, right? So from that standpoint, it's older. Eagles, Giants are well, closer, so are the Rams, because Rams were in LA and stuff like that. We think over the years, Bednarik versus freaking, who the hell is the dude they had? The dude that used to be on with John Madden. Summerall, Pat Summerall. Right? All those different, no, not Pat Summerall, the other guy. That Kathy Lee was married to. Damn. But whatever. I have to say the Eagles Giants is older. But the Rams and 49ers, man. The Rams 49ers was too lopsided in my opinion. It was way too lopsided in the way of the 49ers. If you go back to Jim Everett and everything, the 49ers had Montana and then Young. Yeah, and you had Henry Eller versus Jerry Rice. I think it was too lopsided towards the 49ers. Now, the Rams gained some steam when they moved to St. Louis and had the greatest show on turf. The 49ers were kind of down at the time. I know you had T.O. and Garcia, but they couldn't really compete. Eagles Giants, I gotta say. Al Michaels, Collinsworth. No, not Collinsworth and Michaels. It was the other guy, Gifford. Frank Gifford is who I was thinking of. There's a real famous rivalry between 1960 Chuck Bednarik and Frank Gifford. That was a heated rivalry. If you talk to any old head Eagles, like dudes is in their 70s, 80s, they'll swear the Eagles Giants is like the biggest rivalry ever. The 1960 Eagles, these old dudes will tell you the 1960 Eagles would destroy any Eagles team later. You know what I mean? I don't even argue with them guys. Old heads, they're crazy. Yeah, Frank Gifford, exactly. The Miracle of the Meadowlands was fun to see. Which one? There've been like 20 different Miracle of the Meadowlands. Eagles love to play the Meadowlands. You had Coach. Damn, something wrong with my brain today, man. Herm Edwards. Yeah, Herm Edwards. That was the first one, right? Herm, that's one of my favorite Eagles. That's like that. That's the only jersey I got is a Herm Edwards jersey because ain't nobody up on that joint. So Herm Edwards was the first Miracle of the Meadowlands. The second was Brian Westbrook. The third, Deshaun Jackson. Right. So we love that place. So which one are you talking about? You said, I just checked. The Rams got more all-time wins on the 49ers. Shocking. Yeah, that's definitely shocking. Yeah, I would have never thought that. But the Rams were very good in the 70s. Remember, the Rams actually had a great team, great defense when they had that great defense. I'm trying to remember the name of the defensive end they had, man. Legend. My brain is just off tonight. But they had the legendary defensive end and a whole defensive line. Made it to the Super Bowl, I think, in 1979 against the Steelers. Like, Rams were probably better than the 49ers all those years. Then when the 49ers went to the Montana years and, the Bill Walsh years, of course they gained ground. And then who knows, the Rams may have been better since then. It's possible. So, you really think about it, it might actually not be as crazy as we think. Jared Thomas says, Nick Wright hates old school quarterbacks like Hurts, Purdy, and Brady. He loves the new school dynamic quarterbacks like Mahomes, Trevor, and Caleb. Why would you consider Hurts an old school quarterback? That I don't understand. Deacon Jones, exactly. Deacon Jones, there you go. Yep, Deacon Jones. That's what the Rams had. Fun fact is during the 70s, only the Rams and 49ers only won the division. This ended in 82. The Rams and 49ers only won the division. This ended in 82. Well, who won that then? The Falcons? I know the Falcons used to be out there out west back then. And they switched it all up. I know the Seahawks used to be in that division. No, the Seahawks was in the AFC. So but the old NFC West was the Falcons, the 49ers, the Rams, and the Saints, right? So I'm thinking, what was it? The Falcons won in 82? But yeah, on the Eagles, though, said them lucky Eagles, my, even during the preseason. The Eagles ain't got no luck, bro. That's all good. It's all good. All front office work. All good execution, baby. The Eagles ain't got no luck. The Falcons always been south. Now, the Falcons used to be out west. They used to be in the NFC West. They used to be the Saints, the Falcons, 49ers, and the Rams. Yeah. Until they changed it all up, Hurts is more of a pocket passer than the other dynamic quarterbacks. Doesn't do the crazy plays like others. Tough as hell, old school type. See, I see Mahomes as a pocket passer too, though. Yeah, I don't see him as a. I know he does all script crazy stuff and all that, but this idea that Mahomes can't play in the system, I don't really buy that. Can you have the same Philadelphia Eagles without Reggie White? What you mean? Can you have the same Philadelphia Eagles without Reggie White? I don't understand. I mean, he definitely changed the team. I mean, there's no doubt about that. We let him go too early, without a doubt. We had horrible management back then. like icon. Yeah, Reggie White is the greatest Philadelphia Eagle ever. There's no doubt about it. He's better at his job than any other Eagle was at their job ever. He had more when he left the Philadelphia Eagles. He had more sacks than games played. Completely dominant dude. He was a beast. But man, we about to go. We about to have some serious stuff on here. We about to go hard NFL. I'm about to release my all-time team for every position. You know what I mean? I want to start a debate with all y'all. I'm starting letting y'all come on, say whoever want to talk about that. I want to release my all-time team. Um, that's offense, defense, every position, all of that stuff. Also, going to have some debates going before the season starts. All of that. Nick Wright's theory is that he can't win without help. Basically, can't carry a team by himself. You talking about Brock Purdy? Yeah, well, that's hyperbole, anyways. None of them can win by themselves. But if he's saying Brock Purdy isn't as good as Patrick Mahomes, of course he's not. You know what I mean? You know, he needs help around him. Yeah, of course. Like the only guys who've probably won with really, really subpar talent are that I can think about over the years, because nobody really truly does that. But if we want to just entertain it for the sake of conversation, I think Joe Montana did it in '81 and in '84. Okay, Joe Montana, like that first year that he won, I mean, he had guys like Dwight Clark, decent receiver, nothing special. Freddie Solomon, decent, nothing special. Um, Tim Geyer, like his team was like okay, but they were not on the level of the Cowboys that they faced. That Cowboys team in 1981 was like an all-star team. You know, the Cowboys at that time were getting to the NFC Championship game every year. And then Montana did it again in '84. Here he had Roger Craig, pretty much, you know. But he didn't get Jerry Rice and John Taylor and those guys until later. You know, he had them on the '88-'89 team. So Joe Montana. Um, John Elway got them to the Super Bowl. He got a bad team to the Super Bowl. He really did. You know. So I give Elway that, you know, this idea of the force multiplier that they talk about. So I would say Joe Montana, John Elway, though he didn't win it, but he went up against Montana. You know what I mean? It's like going up against Jordan back then. Tom Brady, of course, and Mahomes. Like other than that, most quarterbacks really need either a ridiculously strong defense, heck of a team, or you know a run like the Giants did with Eli Manning. You know, but Eli, like that defense though was a stellar defense. Who you got winning Eagles versus 49ers if both teams play their eighth game? The Eagles. Jared Thomas as well. Tell Nick that laughing my ass off. He talks as if Mahomes won by himself this year. I mean, that's what Nick Wright's gonna do. He's a hot take artist. He's Captain Clickbait. That's what I call Nick Wright. Captain Clickbait. Mahomes won because of that defense. I mean, he does his thing though. See, Mahomes is the type of guy that, you know, he's not going to beat himself. You have to beat him. Like, you literally have to beat him. And you know, if he has just enough of a defense and just one or two targets that he can rely on, and those two players he can rely on with Kelsey and of course Pacheco. Those were pretty much what he had on offense, along with a nice line. And then what happens is other teams, I think what's happening with the Chiefs right now is similar to what I saw with the 49ers back in the day, what we saw with the Patriots, is that they have a certain mystique, and teams will just choke against them. And that's what's happening with the Chiefs. Teams will just choke. And his BS that Caleb is going to the Super Bowl as a rookie is nonsense. That's what he said. Yes, people should stop listening to him. If Nick Wright said that Caleb is going to the Super Bowl as a rookie, people should stop listening to him. I mean, he hasn't even seen him play. Yeah, I can't listen to that kind of stuff. So I'm unaware of Nick Wright to say these things. You know, I can't listen to him. But y'all, I gotta go handle this catfish and this perch over here, this macaroni and cheese. But we will be going live a little bit later. I just want to say a little quick something about the Eagles real quick. That didn't intend for this to be that long. You know what I mean? So, thanks for everybody for coming out. Peace out.